Welcome back everybody, Boops here, and today we're going to be checking out Nintendo's version of an alarm clock. Because, alarm clocks needed an upgrade, they were broken, we needed something new, so let's see what Nintendo was thinking here. So here is the Nintendo Alarmo, or Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo. When they first announced this, I totally disregarded the entire video. I didn't watch it, I didn't really care, I just thought it was kind of cool that Nintendo had an alarm clock. It wasn't until yesterday that I actually ended up watching their preview video of the alarm clock, and it got me thinking, this might be a good idea. I might need this. So I've gone through a shit ton of alarms. Right now I have my phone. I have like two different alarms on it. I have like the regular phone alarm that does increments over time to make sure I wake up, and then I also have Pokemon Sleep. I have alarm on there. So I have like a shit ton of alarms to try and wake me up. I usually do get up, but it's like last second. And I needed to try something new, and that's where this came in. One of the main features of this alarm clock is it actually has a sensor, I think somewhere in the top here, that senses when you move and when you get out of bed. So the alarm will sound, but the more that you move in bed, the more that it will quiet. You also get sound effects when you move, which is pretty cool. And then when you get out of bed, it should turn off automatically. We'll see how that feature works. I'm a little skeptical of it working every single time. But here's the box. We get 5 game titles of sound effects. There's like 35 unique alarms. And you can download more by connecting to the internet and your Nintendo account. So let's give it an unboxing. I'll set it up and then I'll tell you guys how it went. That's a nice little box. It's not really sold everywhere. I mean, most places don't really, they wouldn't be selling many of these. I know you can buy it on Nintendo's website, at Best Buys, at Walmart's, and then I found this guy actually at a Microplay. I haven't seen any unboxings or how the setup is going to be. The only thing I noticed is that it does not come with a power brick. It comes with a USB cable, but you need your own power brick. Super Nintendo. These are quite expensive. This clock was $130 Canadian plus tax. So, empty box. Kind of a nice box. We got instructions, which I don't think we'll need. Everything should be on the screen. Let's take her out and see what she looks like. I don't know what I was really expecting. Very interesting. Is this the speaker? It's very hard to see on camera, but if you look in there, I think the speaker and the sound comes out of here. Which might be kind of loud. You do get 2 buttons, a back and a message button. This is a button, I know that, and it also turns. That's pretty cool. It's like a scroll wheel. Really weird design, but it's also very Nintendo, very almost Mario-like. It almost looks like it should be the head of a robot, looking around. Anyways, got 2 feet and the front foot, whatever you want to call it. And the screen, you can actually see how the screen is square. Not the longest cable, but whatever. Let's just see if we can get this on. Sits nicely in there, so it's kind of nice. Kind of a nice design. Let's see what happens when we plug her in. Did I plug her in all the way? Oh. Ho-ho. Okay, here we go. I did not check what kind of resolution the screen is. I'm curious. We're going to be twisting. Whoa. Now they want us to tap. Wow. This is kind of addicting. So that's the maximum volume. I think it could be louder, but it's not bad. Whoa. Okay. I can do this. Is this worse than a Kinect? This is probably worse than a Kinect. I mean, it's not really helping that my phone is in the way. This way, buddy. This way. Over here. Over here. Yeah! I'm far away. I don't know what it wants from me. Oh, you actually want me to... this thing might be smarter than I thought it was. I thought I could trick it by just leaning, but it actually wanted me to get up. I guess I would have it on this side. Oh. I thought we were actually going to have to somehow calibrate it, but it just kind of tells you where it wants you to put it, and it just trusts that you did all the steps. You want to do a test? You want to see me do a test? So if I sit here, it should get louder and louder. But if I move, it will make a sound effect. I almost got up. That's kind of fun. Not gonna lie. Alright, and then I'm actually gonna get up. And the alarm turns off. Cool, okay, here we go. I got Chain Chomp, Peach, Yoshi, the Bubbling Sphinx, Mario, Chef Mario. Interesting. Oh, and then it'll just switch to the next. Cool. So then you have all your Zelda ones. What I'm really looking for, there's Pikmin, is the Splatoon ones. That's kind of my favorite series on Nintendo. Oh, this is cool. Salmon Run! That's dope. Ring Fit. I gotta buy this eventually and just give it a try just to see what it's like. It's usually on a good sale. And Shuffle. That's cool too. Anyways, we're gonna start with some Splatoon. Oh, we can just shuffle all Splatoon. Yeah, why not? I see. So there's the classic button. You can just snooze or stop the alarm. Makes sense. There's gentle sounds. And then steady mode, which is what we're going to be doing, I think. Okay, so that's my alarm there. That's in like Splatoon style, which is cool. I recognize that text font. Oh. Is it reacting to my movement? I think so. That's kind of cool. We are now connected to the internet and to our Nintendo account. Let's download the latest update, which might take a second. So far I'm kind of impressed. I don't know if $130 is worth it still. It's a little tedious to set up, but I think once you set it up, you won't have to really screw around with it much. Besides that, we're going to finish setting it up. I'm going to test it a bit. I'll let you guys know how that went. I'm curious if we got anything new here downloaded. I mean, this clock came out last year, so there should be a bunch of new sounds and alarms and maybe some other games. We got an update, and now we're downloading the alarms, actually. Either way, that's going to take a while, huh? Is it going to restart? What's happening? Hello? Alarmo? Or Earth to Alarmo. How do I... Oh. Nice. Version 3. Oh, now we can't use our modded software. Yeah, new alarms. Yes. This is cool, actually. Whoa. The original Super Mario Bros? Mario Kart. Nice. The new, like, yeah. Oh. We got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We got a bunch of them. Pretty cool. And we got the original Super Mario Brothers. That's really cool. This clock has been out for, like, almost a year, right? I would assume they would have added more by now, but that's okay. I'm mostly here just for the Splatoon, but I'm sure eventually I will end up trying all of these. Let's check out that menu that we never checked out. We were going through our notifications, which was... Wow. Uh-huh. Okay, hold up. At 3 p.m., but what if I go to bed at like 1 p.m. and I'm in bed for 2? That should reset every time. There should be a different reset time. This has fucked up other things too, but night shift never get the good end. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, my Pokemon Sleep gives me enough data. I don't really need this. Okay, that's actually kind of interesting. I don't have that kind of data. Okay, while I sleep. Okay, true. Pokemon Sleep also kind of does that. It would be cool if you could somehow pair this to your Pokemon Sleep to get, like, increased records, I guess? Increased data? But that's cool. Keeps track of everything. We were, sorry, all over the place, but that's a Boops video for you. The notification button gave us a different thing last time. It was a bunch of notifications of, like, how to use the alarm, but now it's just going through your sleep records. So that is different now. If you click the button, we'll get into the main menu, which we haven't really looked at yet. We can set our alarm, which we already did. We can turn it on and off if we want. Sleepy sounds is for before bed. Hourly chime, that's kind of cool that they added that. We can look at our records here, even though this button brought us straight to the records. Interesting. We got settings, which include volume, the sensor zone, screen brightness. It'll automatically adjust to... Okay, yeah, because it does have a sensor, so it should... I did notice it adjusting already. No movement is detected. Yep, we don't need... Yeah. Screen brightness, dial LED. You can change the colors, probably. Okay. Sounds about right. All your settings. We can download new alarms, which we already tried, and there's the help, which... This was kind of our Okay. But yeah, this is not a bad idea. There have been alarm clocks in the past that have done, you know, similar things to this. But this is Nintendo's take, and of course you get Nintendo characters and everything, so that's pretty cool. I guess now I will have to actually use it for a couple of nights and see how that goes. Yeah, unboxing impressions are pretty good. Setup was a little tedious, a little confusing, but we got through it. Not a big deal at all. So, last thing to do is to check if this actually works as advertised. I'll get back to you guys in a couple days, but in movie magic, it'll be a couple seconds. Alright, it's been 2 weeks of me using Nintendo's Alarmo, and it's been really good. I've actually been getting up a lot quicker than I used to. I don't sleep through my alarms as long anymore. You can kind of snooze Alarmo by moving around and using the motion to quiet the alarm, but it does start to go back pretty quickly. I do move around quite a few times to kind of silent the alarm, which also ends up waking me up. So by the 4th or 5th time of it going loud again, I usually get out of bed. Now, when you're out of bed, it should detect that you stood up and you're awake now, and it should turn off the alarm. And I would say about 75% of the time, it does it correctly. The other percent of the time, it's usually because either I walk back to my bed to grab something and it detects motion, and it thinks I'm laying in bed again, or Obi will show up and start playing in bed, and next thing I know, I hear the alarm going off, I hear the sound effects from the motion.
Keep playing with my alarm.
He's having a good time, but I have to go over and manually turn off the alarm. I think if I didn't walk back in front of it, or if Obi didn't go play in bed, then it probably would work most of the time. There was only one day where it started going off again, and no one was near it. Anyways, manually turning it off, not a big deal. It's been working really great. I've only been using the Splatoon alarms. I'm thinking today I'm going to shuffle everything and see what other alarms I get in the morning. This was also supposed to be tracking my sleep, but I think it's going to be off a little bit. The first issue is that the data resets every day at 3 p.m. and I go to bed at like 1 p.m. So my data it's not going to make sense. Plus it has data of how long it takes you to wake up. And because of those false snoozes when Obi ends up in bed or I walk by, that data is also not going to be very correct. It thinks I slept 20 hours. And then, yeah, this is not correct. Not one bit. So, yeah, that's not correct. Wake up. Yes, the last 2 days it has been a while. But before I would say it was more of a, yeah, see, I don't think that's right. I think some of those might be. It also tells you what alarm you woke up with, actually. That's kind of cool. Maybe you can find out that one alarm wakes you up more than the other. But yeah, I mean, it's still pretty cool. I don't know why I don't have any records for some of the days. I use the alarm every single day, right? So, and movement records. That makes sense. Yeah, I go to bed by 12 or 1 or something, and then... Interesting. Yeah, I hate that it resets every day at 3 p.m. You should be able to change that by yourself, but I haven't seen any settings for that. Maybe with a future update? So this is the main mode here, steady mode. That's the alarm I've been using. There's also a button mode to stop with the button, and a gentle mode. I haven't tried the other two modes. I'm assuming gentle is going to be very similar to... Oh, and there's moderate. I did not even notice that last time. Interesting. Yeah, I think I've been using the max loudness and like how quickly it's supposed to wake you up. I guess it could wake you up slower with quieter sounds and even more gently. But I've only been trying the steady mode. The other two things I haven't really tried yet are the sleepy sounds before bedtime, but I think we kind of get the idea, and the hourly chimes, but once again, I think we get the idea. Although this would be pretty cool if it's like a Splatoon sound effect that chimes every hour. That'd be kind of cool. So this brings us to the end of the video. I would recommend this alarm clock if you need something kind of like this and you're sleeping through your regular alarms. It is $130 Canadian, which is a bit high, but I think you are kind of getting the value. Especially for me personally, this was definitely worth it. It's been working great. From now on, I think this is how I'm going to be waking up, unless PlayStation did something similar. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. I hope you enjoyed my perspective, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.